What in the world did I just experience? Oh my gosh, I need to catch my breath. Oh, mamma mia. What's going on, you guys? James here with another real review, and today I'm going to dive into Promising Young Woman, the directorial debut from Fennell, starring Carey Mulligan, Burnam, and Laverne. Now, before we dive into this review, guys, this movie does surround the topic of sexual assault. So if you or any of your friends have ever experienced this, there is a link and a phone number in the description below for you to get in touch with someone who might be able to help you. So guys, again, this movie might trigger some, but it is a film that honestly is incredibly impacting, and thank you Focus Features for giving me the chance to screen this early for review. Guys, before I give you my thoughts on what worked and the one thing that I don't think worked very well for this film, if it's your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James, where I do talk about movies early like this all the time. So if you want to get in the conversation and stay up to date with everything I post, hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, and tap on that bell so you don't miss out on anything new. Smash that like button and get loud in the comments, guys. If you see this movie, let me know what you think. If you've already seen it, did you enjoy the ending or not? Because guys, at the end of this review, we are going to talk about the ending. No spoilers, of course, it is spoiler free, but I'll tell you whether I liked it or I didn't. Alrighty, so let's dive into Promising Young Woman. Carey Mulligan plays Cassandra, a woman who has dealt with some past trauma and is now extracting revenge against predatory men and those who have done her and her loved ones wrong. Guys, if that sounded nuts, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let me tell you, after I finished watching this movie, I had to pick up my jaw from the ground because of how nuts all of the wild twists and turns that this movie had just left me in disbelief. So let's break down honestly what I really liked about this film, and it starts there. This is such a unique revenge thriller. I've never seen a film like Promising Young Woman before, but not just because of the twists and turns, it's because of the subject matter and how it was handled in such a very unique way. You cannot prejudge this movie, guys. Promising Young Woman is gonna make you question what the heck is going on. The actions of our lead here are gonna make you feel uncomfortable and at times leave you wondering whether or not it's morally correct. But you need to stick with it, right? Because plenty of times I caught myself saying, man, this movie is weird, but by the end, all of those pieces make sense. And everything is wrapped up together so well, thanks in part to Carey Mulligan's amazing performance. She was the perfect choice to play Cassandra, a character that is really troubled. But when it comes to Carey Mulligan, I've liked her a lot since I saw her in Inside Llewyn Davis, but here for this film, she switches into another gear. She does an excellent job at capturing her character's experience with trauma, and Carey Mulligan captivated me by how she was able to display these wide range of emotions. She was depressed, she was joyful sometimes, loving, caring, disappointed, frustrated, and flat out sinister, I guess is the word I should use, because the way she extracts her revenge, guys, oh my gosh, it was equal parts satisfying and chilling. She gave me goosebumps every time she would just stare into the camera, and you just knew she was locked in. Carey Mulligan's performance here is going to be worthy of some nominations come award season. So let's move on to Burnam, who delivered a pretty good performance as well. Honestly, I did have to take some time to get used to how he delivered his dialogue. He is a comedian after all, but there were moments where he was giving us jokes and they sounded like stand-up comedy, and it didn't fit with the natural flow of the film. But after a while, I think it clicked and I got used to how he was, well, being the comic relief in most instances. So yes, he worked, and I loved his chemistry with Carey Mulligan. I found that their conversations were some of the highlights of the film up until that third act. When you see it, you'll know. And even going down the list of the full cast and crew, the supporting actors here are just excellent. Let me read you some of the names here. Connie Britton, Friday Night Lights, what up? Alfred Molina, legend. The wonderful Laverne Cox, she is so good in this film. And then there's Allison Breen, even Molly Shannon. Like, are y'all kidding right now? This cast is stacked. But what's awesome is that they all give an amazing performance for the limited time that they had in this film. Alfred Molina, for example, not on camera a lot, but his scene with Carey Mulligan was one of the most powerful of the entire film. And like I mentioned earlier, this is Fennell's directorial debut, and I am still floored that this is her first feature-length film. She had one short film before this, and what a strong, powerful, impacting first feature film. I'm now really looking forward to how Emerald Fennell follows up this awesome debut, because there aren't punches held back here in Promising Young Woman, and she shot this film so darn well. Kudos as well to cinematographer Benjamin Kraken, who made this movie feel very dour sometimes, then a little joyful, and eventually, boy, he hits a home run with how the film is shot towards the end. Now, I don't have many negatives about Promising Young Woman, but there is one weak area, and that is in the dialogue. Sometimes the way certain scenes are scripted felt a little unnatural for me. Now, not every conversation is awful, but there are some of those on-the-nose bits of dialogue that took me out of certain scenes. And that's evident from the very beginning, because we're put into a nightclub with a group of drunk, disgusting men who objectify women. In this case, they're objectifying Carey Mulligan. That's not to say men don't speak like this. I just felt everything about this moment was a little unconvincing, and from time to time I caught myself feeling the same way about certain moments. They're brief, it doesn't last, and it does not linger, thank goodness, but the feeling is there, and I caught myself thinking, okay, this sounds odd, like it does not feel natural in the grand scheme of things. And that's it for my negatives. I kid you not, nothing else about this movie was really bad. However, we will talk about the ending. So guys, online, critics and audience members alike are just divided. The ending here, and no, I won't spoil anything, is 50-50. You either love it or you hate it. There is no middle ground here for this final act. What I will say though, I personally like it a lot. Now, it makes sense for the character of Carey Mulligan as well, and I do think that director Emerald Fennell took a clever approach to this. I'm not going to say anything else, but what I will say is that I didn't expect the ending. That just doesn't mean it doesn't work. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So I like the ending. It makes sense. And as I sat with this film, I actually enjoyed that final 20-minute stretch even more. So overall, you guys, Promising Young Woman is a very strong film. Yes, it's not going to be enjoyable, but that is the point. The movie is going to make you feel uncomfortable, and as a man, I was thinking, gosh, guys are so gross, and I was being put in the shoes of Cassandra, and I felt frustrated too. And again, Carey Mulligan delivers one of the best performances of the year. This film is full of unexpected turns, and by the end, I was impacted, and that is way more than I can say for a lot of films I've seen this year. So do I recommend Promising Young Woman? Yes, I do. But what I will say is go in without any preconceived notions, and remember, pay attention to every little detail, sit down, strap in, because this is one of the craziest movies of the year. Alrighty, you guys, well, there you have it. That's my real review of Promising Young Woman, a film that is high on my list for 2020. It might even sneak into my top 10, guys. That's how much I enjoyed this movie. But hey, I want to know what you have to say about this film, so get loud in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button if you want to see more reviews just like this, and hit the big red button below, because man, we got a busy week ahead. I got Ma Rainey's Black Bottom to watch. We're ranking every single Chadwick Boseman movie, and The Mandalorian Season 2 finale reaction is coming this Friday. Alrighty guys, well, I'm gonna get to work on that content. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.